Hello there everybody, it is me XfreezerBunny and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today we are finishing a build I started all the way back when Horse Ranch first came out. I want to say July 2023. So it's been a while since I've started this build, but I am really excited to finally get this out. This has been one of my favorite builds that I've been keeping in the back burner, and I figured now's a better time than ever because I don't want this build to not see the light of day, because as you guys know, I really love kind of like this farming gameplay, and this build I think works perfectly for that, and it also works perfectly with all of the new features that came with Horse Ranch. Well, they used to be new when I started this build. I think now at this point it's already like around a year old, so not quite new, but this is the Artisan Vineyard or Artisan Winery, and as the name suggests, this is a great place to make wine, basically. A feature that I actually haven't really gotten to explore yet. I haven't really done a lot of gameplay recently, but I think you guys will enjoy this build as much as I did building it for you guys, because I just love the vast expanses of vineyards that we have for this build. Not something that I've seen a lot of in the community actually, and it's quite hard to make builds like these because of the limited space that we had. So what I did was actually try to make the house as small as possible. It doesn't look like it because of the proportions. I did use the shortest wall height, but I did try to make the house as small as possible in relationship to the vineyard itself, to make the vineyard look a bit more vast and sprawling. Also, this build does use CC, so it's been a while since I've done a CC build, but this build does use my own personal CC, which is very exciting. It only uses 2 custom content items, the archways from my Hipster Loft set, and also I think a book clutter piece item from my Hipster Loft set as well. So yeah, those CC are by yours truly, and they are available for download for free on my Patreon, so I will put a link to that in the description. I might also do a non-CC version because for the gallery's sake, I don't want this build to go to waste if the gallery flags it because it contains CC. So I'm probably just going to replace the CC items with just regular in-game items. I don't think it makes a huge difference. I mean, actually the archways make a huge difference, but for the sake of people finding this on the gallery, I just probably am gonna make a non-CC version. But as you can see, quite early on I started with kind of like this more, I want to say, storybook-esque wall textures and wall materials. That didn't quite work out for me. I wanted this to feel a little bit more realistic, so I will change all of the wallpaper to a more whitewashed stucco texture, and I enjoyed it a lot more, even though actually now that I look at this it looks fine. But I did change it eventually into like a more whitewashed stucco, which I really preferred. It makes it feel very realistic, and actually we don't have a lot of like really white wallpapers in the game, so I really enjoyed doing that for this build because it feels more realistic. And I don't know, I already did like a Tuscan vineyard build quite a while ago. I think it was 2015 or something. It had kind of like this more, I guess, fairy tale-esque vibe, and I wanted this to feel a little bit more different. I really enjoy doing these vineyard builds though, I don't know why. But this build did end up having, I think, 3 bedrooms. I still haven't gotten to furnishing the other 2 bedrooms. I'm gonna get to that in just a second. But I believe it has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and also a basement area where you can store wine. And this garage area is where I put like the winemaking items as well. I might put some on the outside as well. To be honest with you guys, when I'm recording this, I still haven't finished the build itself. There's still quite a bit to furnish. I'm not sure when this is going up, but I think all of the items that you need to be able to produce wine and to do gameplay in this should be up there. Hopefully I wouldn't forget anything, but yeah, this is just a convenient time for me to record. I noticed that for my past couple of speed builds, I sound incredibly tired in my voiceovers, and that's actually because I am recording this after work, so thank you for bearing with me. Also, if you guys have seen my last video, you would know that I've upgraded my PC monitor to a 4K monitor, and that's the reason why this build is actually kind of incomplete. The later parts of this video did end up not being recorded because, like I said, I originally recorded this last year with my 1080p monitor, and I didn't want to record another bunch of footage that was in 4K because I felt like that difference in video quality would be jarring. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. Yeah, also I did skip quite a lot of the building process for this build. I just played around with where I wanted stuff to be in the hopes of re-recording it at some point eventually. That never works out for me because I don't know, sometimes just do things off camera and I end up sticking with it, or I just can't be bothered to re-record it, which probably was the case in this part anyway. But I was just playing around and I was really happy with where everything was anyway, with like the terrain paints and how they are. So I just stuck with it. Sorry about that. I would like to include you guys in the process, but I really wasn't feeling like recording the whole terrain painting process because I feel like it couldn't be any better than this, to be honest. I'm really happy with how the terrain painting came out, and also with what I'm about to do with the grapevines actually, which I'm really excited to show you guys. Also, this house kind of has a little driveway with these cypress trees, and I don't know why, that's just very romantic to me and reminds me of the upcoming expansion pack actually for The Sims 4. So they just announced the Love Struck expansion pack, and to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that this gameplay feature warranted its own expansion pack. The day I'm recording this voiceover is the day they put out the trailer. I will say I'm pretty intrigued by the new world because I think we're getting a city world finally. I was hoping to get one for rent actually, but that wasn't the case. But I feel like the romance, gameplay probably could have been a little bit less convoluted if they included it together with, like, I don't know, maybe city living, or actually with packs like My Wedding Stories. I don't think we need a separate pack for romance interactions, but that's just based off of what I've seen from the trailer though. I would like to see more to have a fully realized opinion on it, but I'm very intrigued by the new world, and I think it's a Mexican themed world if I'm not mistaken, so I'm really excited to explore that part of the world, and also really excited to see all of the new items, because I have been thinking of doing kind of like another nostalgic revisited kind of build. I would like to do another, like, I don't know, Monty Ranch recreation speed build. I know I did one a very long time ago on the channel, and I think some items from the new expansion pack might inspire me to do that, so we'll see. But yeah, really looking forward to see more of Love Struck, and hopefully we get to get early access to that. Hopefully there's an opportunity. Anyway, you guys can see me doing some of the copying and pasting, I guess, of these grapevines. I just made these using items I found from Debug. I think those vines are from, I don't know, you guys will have to scroll back at the video because I was busy talking about something else to pay attention to that. I think the vines are probably from Eco Lifestyle if I'm not mistaken, or actually maybe from University. Yeah, I think it might be from University. But yeah, I know that we got some grapevines that came with My Wedding Stories. I wasn't loving them, to be honest with you guys. They looked a bit weird to me. So I just decided to make my own grapevines. And also at the back as well, there's a little driveway with some cypress trees as well. Really romantic, if I do say so myself. And this right here is something I've been recently loving in my personal builds, because of the way the gardening system works, I think it's great to have like fake gardens that make it look like you have a huge field of crops. And then I just plant all of the stuff I need to sell and to grow in these little kind of like garden plots, which I really like. I have another build actually. It's a farmhouse build. And I have this on the side. It's like the same setup. I have this on the side that I made into kind of like a flower garden. So this, for this build, is supposed to be like the actual functional part of the garden where you're supposed to plant your grapes. So yeah, I don't think you're gonna need that much, but if you do, you can probably just delete some of the areas where you have for fake grapevines, I guess, and replace it with actual, harvestables. But for me, I think this is all I need. I actually don't know how the winery system works in the Sims 4, not the winery, but kind of like that gameplay where you age the wine and stuff. Like, I would be interested to know how it works. I'm sure a lot of you guys will let me know in the comments. But yeah, really intrigued. Also, sorry that I have to keep pausing this recording. You guys can't tell, but I keep pausing because there's a lot of traffic passing by outside and I just can't deal with it. It's really annoying and I don't want any of it in the video. So it's whatever. If I sound inconsistent with my talking points, that is why. Actually, I did want to talk about some of the new shows that I've been watching because that's pretty exciting. So My Lady Jane came out this week and I am absolutely loving it. As usual, I saw the trailer on like YouTube and there's a lot of people hating on it already because of how inaccurate it is to the books. To be honest, I'm starting to get tired of people saying that because I'm starting to think that we're never gonna get a book accurate adaptation at this point. But you know what? People are entitled to their opinion and I respect it. I still really enjoy the show though, and I highly recommend it for you guys if you want a more kind of like cynical, rebellious kind of show. I think you would absolutely love it. To be quite honest with you guys, I'm also watching Bridgerton. The third season, for some reason, just isn't doing it for me right now. Like, I've been trying to watch it, haven't gone past the first couple of episodes. I think I'm probably like episode 3 or 4 at this point. And to be completely honest with you guys, I feel like I've seen enough of Bridgerton to make up my mind that I don't think it's gonna be my type of quote unquote period drama. I feel like there's a lot more period dramas out there that are more to my personal taste. I'm not saying that Bridgerton's bad, or I'm not saying that people who like Bridgerton have bad taste. It's just not my personal taste, which is weird for me to say this now because I feel like Colin and Penelope are actually probably my favorite couple. But I don't know, I just haven't really gotten into the new season. But you guys know my thoughts about this, and you guys know my thoughts about, watching shows when you're in the right headspace. And I feel like I'm just not in the right headspace to fully appreciate Bridgerton right now. I don't know. But thankfully we have shows like My Lady Jane, which is absolutely exactly what I need right now. Something that's a little bit more lighthearted, comedic, a bit rebellious, not kind of like your typical, romance love story, because I don't know, it's not really something that I'm into right now. And also we are getting the second season of The Serpent Queen. I believe it's coming out next month actually, so that's pretty exciting as well. Actually, now that I brought that up, Serpent Queen and My Lady Jane have a lot of things in common. They're both like really cynical and funny shows. Kind of like Serpent Queen's a little bit more of the dark comedy, and My Lady Jane's more of like a romantic comedy. And also quite a few plot twists actually that I was pleasantly surprised. I did not read the books, I didn't know anything about the source material, but yeah, there's quite a bit of plot twists that caught me by surprise, caught me off guard, and I really enjoyed that. So yeah, highly recommend it, you guys, if you guys haven't checked it out yet. And don't be swayed by the negative comments, because those are always going to be hateful. We're never gonna get like book accurate adaptations at this point. Just watch what you enjoy and don't ruin it for other people. But yeah, anyway, moving on to the interior, we are furnishing the open concept kitchen, living, and dining area, and you guys can see me recycling one of the stuff that I actually made quite a while ago. The stove, as you guys can see, has kind of like a surrounding area made out of like those bricks that came with, I think it's from Jungle Adventures. Yeah, I made that for like an alpine chalet type build a long time ago, like maybe 2 years ago, and I've used it in a couple of builds actually. If you guys saw my Tuscan starter, I used that little trick there, and I felt like it was perfect for this Italian, you know, vineyard winery type build as well. I feel like these kinds of, you know, custom debug builds add so much to the character of the place, and I'm really glad I have these in my inventory. I have these saved as a room so I can use them anytime I want in a build, and I'm spending a lot more time in this video with the detailing and with the cluttering because like I said, I wasn't able to film the full build, so I'm just filling up the time here. I guess some of you guys might enjoy the whole process of me, you know, furnishing from scratch. But actually, now that I mention it, this is actually one of the builds. This is one of the first builds that I was able to have actual painted ceilings. I know this is a really old feature at this point, but I love the way the ceiling works in this game. I like the way the ceiling looks. Not quite how it works actually, now that I mention it, because sometimes when I try to paint ceilings, it just doesn't work. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but yeah, the textures just don't apply on the ceiling itself, and that's really weird. Yeah, or sometimes it would apply, but only to like certain areas. It's really weird actually. I have actually been doing a lot of gameplay for The Sims recently. For The Sims 3, believe it or not, I think I played like 20 hours of Sims 3 gameplay just this past month or two. I just really love The Sims 3 gameplay, and I know The Sims 3 gets a lot of hate for being so glitchy and being so laggy, but to be quite honest with you guys, I feel like The Sims 4 is just as glitchy and just as laggy as The Sims 3. I don't know about you guys, but we've got some pretty broken features in The Sims 4, and I guess now EA has the benefit of being able to patch the game. That wasn't a thing in The Sims 3, but actually I'm having more fun doing gameplay in The Sims 3 than The Sims 4, just because I feel like the Sims just do what you want them to do in The Sims 3 a lot more than they do it in The Sims 4, because I feel like, you know, it's kind of a toss-up when you ask Sims to do things in The Sims 4. It's like, am I gonna leave you to do this by yourself, or or do I have to micromanage every single interaction? I micromanage all of my Sims, which is why I never really have households in The Sims 4 that are more than like 2 Sims, because it's like impossible to micromanage, and I can't trust Sims to do stuff that I tell them to do by themselves in The Sims 4. I think it's the multitasking thing. It's like, you know, you ask a Sim to eat food and they're gonna be stuck there for the next 5 hours just eating food. So frustrating. But yeah, I'm using that couch again that you unlock. I feel like that should be the standard couch in every Sims game because it looks so comfy, and it's like the most basic couch ever. I don't know why that has to be unlocked. Oh, also I used a CC book clutter right there that does work as a bookshelf, so you can grab some books from that as well. And the textures I used from it are actually from the game itself. I just created a separate mesh for it and made it a little bit bigger, made it look like it was a coffee table book and stuff like that. So yeah, just so you guys know, making CC is a lot of work. Luckily, I had a little bit of time in early 2023 when I was processing my documents for my new job. That's when I made my hipster loft CC. I am trying to make more CC actually, but unfortunately, as of today, Hipster Loft is, I think, the only like fully realized CC set that I put out on Patreon. But I think I put out a bunch of, you know, kind of like smaller sets, mostly for free, just because I spent so much time creating these items that I don't want them to not see the light of day. So I just put them out there. It's mostly about my culture anyway, because I care about representation. It's really important to me. So yeah, there is a little entrance area that has a lot of kind of like personal items. I wanted the people living here to seem like they've traveled all over the world, so there's a lot of like souvenirs over in that area. And for the main bedroom, which is the only bedroom that we're going to be furnishing in this build, I just kept it pretty cozy. Actually, you guys will see how indecisive I was when I was furnishing this, but there is kind of like this fake dresser area. It's not functional. I think the mirror might be functional, but you know, the table and the chair is probably not functional, but you know, it's cute. It adds a little bit of character to this place. And I did switch out the bed for something else eventually. I don't know, recently I've been struggling a lot with beds and with choosing ones that had bed frames and bed sheets that I like, because you know, there's this one bed where I like the bed frame, hate the bed sheet, and it's the other way around. So hopefully they can look into that when they implement beds in The Sims 5. At least give us the option to choose different bed sheets for different bed frames. It's like literally the bare minimum. They did the same thing in The Sims 2, and I don't know why it wasn't the case in The Sims 4. They could have easily implemented it, to be honest, but you know, it is what it is. I think it's probably too late to rehab The Sims 4 at this point, even though I will say it has gotten better and better over time, and I feel like The Sims 4 does deserve the recognition of being the Sims game that had the most glow up. I will happily say that, because I started off The Sims 4 really disliking it, and now it's actually probably my second favorite Sims game after The Sims 3. So yeah, I personally hope that Love Struck isn't the last expansion pack for The Sims 4, because there's so much more we still need in game, like hotels and also cars. I'm still keeping my hopes up, but I don't know. I've seen quite a few rumors about The Sims 5 coming soon. I guess it's a perfect time to put it out in 2025, so I don't know, we'll see. But I've been really enjoying The Sims 4. I've been really enjoying my time with The Sims 4, and I'm still not ready to let go of it quite yet. I don't know about you guys. Let me know what you feel in the comments below. But it looks like that is going to be it for this build. Actually, sorry for not being able to include the rest of the building process, but like I said, I still haven't recorded it yet. But I hope you guys enjoyed this nonetheless. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. You all have an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.